Wow, Caleb Plant comes back with a big boy number. His fight main event on Fox did very good. We're going to talk about the numbers in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, Venmo donations, and all that. Now, Caleb Plant, he defeated Caleb Truax. He made it look relatively easy, dominant performance. I personally gave him, I think, every single round. I can't really think of, there were rounds where Truax did better, but when we're talking about 3 minutes rounds, it's hard to give it to a guy who lands 1 or 2 shots and the other person's more active and actively working. So he pretty much pitched a shutout. There were a lot of people hating on Caleb Plant, his performance before, and like before he even fought, they were hating on the event, and we'll talk about the numbers. And even after the performance, I seen people hating, saying he looked bad, and I didn't see all that. You know, if we're being fair, if you're not picking sides or being biased or whatever, I think Caleb Plant looked sharp. He did what he had to do, and there were no knockdowns, no stoppage, but that's boxing. You're not going to always be able to do that. You look at Canelo when he fought against his last fight in December, Caleb Smith. He whooped him, won every round, but no knockdowns, no knockouts. Sometimes it's like that. A guy can take the punishment or whatever and survive, but he can't win, you know, and it is what it is. As far as the main event, Plant Truax averaged 1.887 million viewers. It was a 2-hour telecast, and it peaked at 2.019 million. That's dope numbers. Shout out to Caleb Plant. In addition, Caleb Plant, his wifey, Jordan, she posted this holding her man down, and it says Plant holds the record for most views on Fox FS1, almost 1,986,000 on January 2019 when he captured his title. I was actually at that fight. It was against Jose Uzcategui. Then after, he did 1.8 million in February 2020, his outing in Nashville, and now he does 2 milli. Again, I just told you the numbers for the Truax fight, January 2021. So back to back, she says he's been doing solid numbers. Love him or hate him, he draws a crowd. So salute to a friend of the channel, Caleb Plant, and you know, I wish him a bright future. I think these are excellent numbers. These are the best numbers that I believe Fox has turned up in 13 months. Like, so basically since the pandemic has started. So just to give you guys a comparison, the UFC card that they had on ABC did less than this particular fight, right? Just so you guys have an idea of the numbers. Because, you know, when it comes to PBC, there's a lot of people that hate, and they're going to try to find a way and act like these are unimpressive and say, oh, it's free TV. It should have been in front of 4 million viewers and stuff like that. But you got to understand, people are at home. You got different things going on with the pandemic. We're talking about in the pandemic. These are great numbers. There's a lot of entertainment. You got Netflix and, you know, just different things like that and different options for people. So shout out to Caleb Plant and Truax. The other thing that one must consider is this. When we're talking about this particular fight, this wasn't necessarily PBC's all-time best offering, meaning like, you know, the biggest guy, Caleb Plant. Obviously, Caleb Plant, if he were to fight David Benavidez, that would be a more anticipated fight, just for an example, right? And I don't know if they would put it on regular Fox or if they would do it on pay-per-view, but I'm just going, and it goes to show you that there's other fights. Like Broner is a big name who's been around a little bit longer than Caleb Truax or Caleb Plant at top. So there's other names that could fight, like let's say Broner, Regis Prograis, for example. You know, these are different options, and this was just their very first fight to crack off the year, really. So these are great numbers. They did a good job promoting this fight. Obviously, the numbers show you that they had some ads during football, which was good and which was big. And I love to see it. I love to see boxing on a main stage and easy to access for people who could just be flipping channels. You just boom, boom, boom. Unlike DAZN, Canelo's fighting Avni Yildirim, which is not an anticipated fight in my opinion. And Canelo Alvarez, his fight, you got to pay at least $20 for it. Or if you buy it through cable, they have a higher price point. I don't know the exact price point, but they're doing some kind of pay-per-view deal if you buy it through cable. So, you know, this is good numbers, great exposure for Caleb Plant. He dominated. He looked good. He said he had a hand injury, but he managed to get by and get through the fight. No hiccups or anything like that. So it's on to the next one. On to the next one. So I like to see it. Another thing is, as I mentioned earlier in this video, you got people hating. They was hating on this fight saying, hey, it's a week before Super Bowl. PBC and Fox, they should have did better. Why are they doing a Caleb Plant, Caleb Truex fight? But the numbers show that these are respectable, very good, solid numbers that no one can really complain about. How can the Fox complain about the numbers when you look at, there was a Lakers and Celtics game on and it did under this particular numbers as well. So, you know, these are very formidable numbers. But once again, you see those same people who complained and bashed this fight and said it was ruining boxing and it was a missed opportunity and another way to hate on PBC and Caleb Plant and things like that. Guess what? Notice this. When the numbers come back solid, those same people aren't saying, hey, my mistake, my bad. You know, I guess people did want to watch this fight. You know, he did solid numbers. But that's the thing with the hater. A hater is going to broadcast all your failures and whisper your successes. If they even, or in this new generation, when you have successes, they won't even remark on it. They'll only talk. Even me, you know what I'm saying? I have that. When I make a video and I could put out 1,000 videos flawless, no mess ups, one take. And the one video where I stutter or I'm reading something and, you know, I stutter, you know, make a mistake or whatever the situation is, that's the one that they'll be in the comment section for. So 1,000 videos, you wasn't there. And then the one time that I make a mistake or stutter, that's the one video that they all of a sudden show their face. So, you know, it's funny how that works. Caleb Plant, he got to just keep doing what he's doing. Very, very good numbers. It's still early in the year. That was a January fight. We're now in February, second month of the year. So I can't wait to see what's in store. I want to definitely see bigger and better fights. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. Benavidez has talked about that fight. So I would love something like that. Or if they have, you know, any other fight that's a top level fight that they can manifest, Caleb Plant has to just let his hand rest and his hand heal. I don't know if it's actually fractured. I don't think he came back and confirmed either way, if it was a broken hand or if it was a fractured or if it was just bruised and swollen. So we'll wait and see. But it goes to show you, here's the other thing. Canelo keeps fighting guys from Europe and England and Turkey and foreign lands, and Caleb Plant's out here drawing these type of numbers by himself back to back to back years. He fought on the Pacquiao Thurman undercard with Mike Lee, and he fought the Uzcategui, set a record for his numbers on, I think it was FS1, as Jordan Plant said, and he's doing good numbers here. 1.8 to 2 million. You know, these are good numbers, especially in the pandemic. You look at Top Rank, ESPN, when they were doing a lot of them pandemic matches early on, those pandemic matches were struggling. They were doing like 200, 300,000, right? Shakur Stevenson just fought the Toka Khan Clary, and I definitely want to say, I have to look at this, and you know, don't misquote me on this, but I definitely want to say that it didn't peak at no 2 million views, right? So these are very good numbers, especially in a pandemic where you're surrounded by programming because everybody has a new way of life, at least in the interim. Shout out to Plant. Definitely a star. He keeps on moving, keeps that bag coming. Let's go. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.